So these are their starters.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Rowan University for today's semifinal match of the 2024 New Jersey Athletic Conference Women's Lacrosse Championship game. This game features the Ospreys of Stockton University and the Profs of Rowan University. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the starting lineup for today's game. First for the Ospreys of Stockton University. Number 5, Megan Pellegrino. Number 6, Lily Alessandro. Number 10, Mary Midori. Number 12, Brianna Robinson. Number 15, Emily DeWorsa. Number 16, Lexi Jackson. Number 17, Drew Coxon. Number 20, Anissa Serafini. Number 21, Lucy Sullivan. Number 24, Madison McGilvany. Number 31, Gina Morata. And in goal for the Ospreys, number 30, Danny Elliott. Assistant coach for the Ospreys is Alexandria Vincent, and the head coach is Coach Denise Rossler, and the remaining members of the Ospreys. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Profs of Rowan University. Number 4, Alexis Lowry. Number 5, Riley O'Brien. Number 6, Fiona Lockhart. Number 7, Trish Gillen. Number 14, Sophia Shivo. Number 21, Hannah Lombardo. Number 22, Jenna O'Neill. Number 23, Elena Corson. Number 24, Molly Green. Number 27, Callista Burke. Number 28, Katie Montanaro. And in goal for the Profs, number 55, Mel Rogers. Assistant coaches for the Profs, Nicole Valiente, Lindsay Kate Smith, and head coach is Coach Lindsay Delaney, and the remaining players of the Rowan Profs. Our officials today are Joanna Kent, Megan Salau, and Cheryl Ann Stotts. And now we ask everyone to please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Here in
Under the NCAA, the New Jersey Athletic Conference.
Here in Glassboro at the Rowan Lacrosse Complex, we have NJAC playoffs. The first round of this NJAC tournament between the 2-seeded Rowan Profs and the 3-seeded Stockton Ospreys. Alongside my broadcast partner Justin Locke, I am Tom Hill, and the Rowan Profs come in with a 4-1 conference record. Justin, the Ospreys are 3-2. The winner of this will play the winner of the 1-seeded TC&J Lions and the 4-seeded Montclair Redhawks. And Justin, the Profs defeated Stockton earlier this season on April 17th by a score of 17-6. What do they have to do in this first round here in the NJAC playoffs?
They have to match the efforts from the first half to the second. The biggest key in the Profs losses this season has been their second half ball. They did it last week against TC&J. That's number 1 seed now in the NJAC for the 12th straight year. Overall, when you look at it, they got out early. They got on the board relatively early at home a couple of weeks ago when Molly Green put up her career goal number 100 here against the Ospreys. They just got to do that. I mean, again, they averaged 16 goals in 13 career matchups. They're 12-1 against the Ospreys all the time. So they definitely have Stockton's number, and if they can repeat that success today, it's going to be an NJAC final, including the Rowan Profs.
Molly Green had 100 goals. Elena Corson also reached the century mark as well. Why don't we take a look at the Rowan Profs starting lineup? Alexis Lowry, Riley O'Brien, Fiona Lockhart, Trish Gillen, Sophia Shivo, Hannah Lombardo, Jenna O'Neill, Elena Corson, Molly Green, as we mentioned, Callista Burke, Katie Montanaro, and then in the goal it is Mel Rogers. So the Rowan Profs is action just about right before underway here in Glassboro. Let's take a look at the starters for the Stockton Ospreys. Megan Pellegrino, Lily Alessandro, Mary Maduri. She'll be someone that Rowan circled coming into this one. Brianna Robinson, Emily Doersup, Lexi Jackson, Drew Coxon, Anissa Serafini, Lucy Sullivan, Madison McGilvery, Daniela Elliott in the goal. Gina Murata rounds out the starting unit for Stockton. Rowan coming in with a 7-10 overall record. Stockton 14-2. Very rarely do you see this type of discrepancy in overall record, Justin. But the Profs, that's what happens when you take care of business against NJAC opponents.
Yeah, again, 4-1 against NJAC opponents. The Profs are, and Stockton's 3-2. They do really well against non-conference opponents, but again, when you go to those final standings in the matchup here, it depends on who you beat in the NJAC and how.
At midfield are both teams, and we are underway here in Glassboro. Rowan wins the ball for a little, and then it's into the hands of Stockton. Cleared out by Coxon. She takes it up the field for the Ospreys. Clear out far side. McGilvery has it. And diagonal as they'll pass it around, looking for something to open up. So we mentioned 17-6 was the score between these two teams back in the regular season. So Stockton not looking for a repeat, but the Profs will take it. The Profs, Justin, as you've mentioned, their issue has been containing, not necessarily scoring. And it looks like Stockton looking to score early as they're right around the goalkeeper. Pass intended for McGilvery, but it was tipped, and now it's going to be picked up by the Profs, and they're going to take it the other way. So a good defensive stand early on. It's taken up ahead by Shiva. Fiona Lockhart racing towards the other side as Rowan looking to create. Typically use the pass to set up the shots. Corson backpedaling, looking for somebody, and now gets it over to Molly Green. Molly Green had 6 goals the last time these two teams played. Elena Corson had 5 in that 11-goal win. Looking for something to open up. Hannah Lombardo near side. Pass all the way out far side. Corson races around, now sprints in, looking for something, and she gets thrown to the ground, I believe by the goalkeeper in Elliott. Now Stockton will clear it out as Elliott tries to get it out from right underneath the goal, and they do. Emily Doersup with it now near side, hounded by 2 white jerseys in the Profs. Stockton looking to clear it up ahead. Gina Murata right near the Al at midfield. Looks like the Profs are trying to contain her. They did for a second, but she's able to clear it out far side. Racing around Lily Alessandro. Ball movement for the Ospreys. Justin, what have you seen here in this early going?
I mean, the defense definitely, the profs stopped that initial attack on goal, and really the opposite side, we saw some contact down low. We saw Lockhart kind of cut through the right wing, but again, when you kind of go inside the inner circle, it was a penalty against the profs, even though she took that contact, and now Stockton looking to push here.
And the shot is up by Costello. She can't put it in. A nice stop there by the profs. It looked like it hit the knee, I believe, of Rogers, but nonetheless, the profs will take it, and they'll take it up the other way, far side. So we've seen Stockton on the attack in the early going, Justin, but they haven't been able to put the ball in the net, but they're going to have something develop here again. Racing with it, Midori. Now looks like she picks it up and is looking to pass, gets it out far side. Mary Midori is first on the team in goals with 57. Margot Costello at the top of the key. Now ball movement. Brianna Robinson slices in. The shot is Aaron. It looked like it was blocked by a prof, but it's right back into the hands of Stockton. And now a fight for it here near side. An unbelievable clear out by the profs. That's Montanaro. So Rowan will take over. Another time we see the profs stand defensively, Justin.
Yeah, that time it was Sydney Helmick on the swipe back on the initial attempt from Stockton. And again, that's what you really need to do. You keep Stockton away, even when they have maybe a 10-feet gap between them and your goalie, Rogers. You have to be able to stunt up front and just do as much defense as you can, and that's what Helmick did. Initially, if she doesn't deflect it out, it's a clear one-on-one shot against Rogers.
11:05 mark here in this first period. Nothing between Rowan and Stockton. Stockton has attacked, but they haven't gotten anything going just yet. Now the profs looking for something. Pass by Burke in. Now Corson hounded by 4 black jerseys out to Molly Green at the top of the key. Green has been so multi-dimensional for this profs team. She looks to pass. The pass is a bit errant, and it's gonna go the other way. So pretty much a repeat performance as we see both offenses drive and attack, but they're just not able to put the ball in the goal just yet. So Stockton will take it up the other way. Dangerous pass, almost picked off by the profs far side, but Stockton able to handle it. Now over in the middle of the field, Lexi Jackson. Ball movement for Stockton. Seraphine. Now underneath the goal is the Ospreys. Back to Seraphine. Still passing it around. Lexi Jackson back to the top of the key. They waited for a sub in, and now they get it. Jackson maybe wants to attack. Hounded looks like diagonal, left diagonal to the goal. Stockton has been here a lot so far in this first period, but they haven't capitalized just yet, and that pass was almost stolen. But it's into the glove of Jackson. Her shot is up, and it is good. Stockton eventually scores, and that's how we break the scoreless tie. 1-0 Ospreys.
Yeah, listen, Jackson, she is 7th on the team in goals. That's being her 15th now. And that time, again, the bounce shot a lot of times does work when it comes to lacrosse.
Lexi Jackson.
A lot of times you're thinking it's going to be up in the chest area, more at the knee. We saw that one time from Rogers on the save, but that time went right around her right foot. Rogers in the goal, and that's how you get things started off for Stockton.
And Stockton averaging 14.8 goals on this season. So just under 15. They also hold opponents to about 6.5. So Rowan has their work cut out for them. And now just like that, 1-0 just underway in this first period. 9.5 pretty much to go. If you're just tuned in, Tom Hill, Justin Locke. First round matchup between these NJAC opponents. Rowan Profs hosting the Stockton Ospreys. Now both teams at midfield, so the Profs looking to answer. It looks like we're going to get a call on the Profs, so Stockton again with a chance to pad on some insurance goals. So now they hound Lexi Jackson midfield, gets it over to the far side. Seen Stockton use the pass to try to create shots, and it's worked for them, at least in the early going, even though they only have 1 to show for it, but still on the attack. Near side, back into the glove of Jackson. Now at the top of the key, Margot Costello. Races near side, looking to create something, and she is able to pass it out. That was good defense there by the Profs. Ball movement again for Stockton. We've seen it a lot of passing so far here early in this first period. Costello gets it behind the goaltender Rogers. Now movement far side, diagonal with the goal. That pass is high and incomplete. So the Profs will take over. Again, we've seen them stay stout on the defensive.
Yeah, that time you just, again, you swarm the nearby Osprey, trying to pass it around the horn. And again, when you can kind of do that and keep it away, Stockton holds time possession relatively well. That's why they're 14-2 overall, because they don't really let a lot of teams go get a chance to score even inside the inner circle.
And Rowan aware of that, so now they're looking to push the pace. So we've seen them attack a little bit, not as much as the Ospreys have in the early going. Looking to answer right by the goal. Now a clear out far side. High pass, incomplete, so it's going to be another turnover there for the Profs, as the pass was intended for Lockhart, but Stockton takes over.
Yeah, pretty much the same play we just saw on the other end there, Tom. It's, again, you're trying to take as much time off the shot clock as you can, and when it works out for your benefit.
And that pass is almost intercepted by Shivo far side, but Stockton able to keep it and avoid a disaster. Our side right now, right near the Stockton out of bounds side was Robinson, but now they clear it up near side to Dworsop. Dworsop gets it across the yellow line, excuse me. Now handed by two white jerseys for the Profs. And she was hit by Lombardo, but play resumes. Serafini. We've seen this a lot where they get the ball carrier right behind Mel Rogers there, and I believe that sets up tough angles, Justin.
Yeah, definitely sets up for kind of like a lob over the top. We see that especially with the zigzag move you see usually from left wing or right. But when you kind of forget about the girl behind the goal, it sets up easier lanes, as you said, for the other girls.
Shot clock under 20 for Stockton, so they have to create something here with some urgency. This is where Rowan has stayed stout early on, but you never want to give a team in the Ospreys more opportunities to score. Now at the top, Brianna Robinson has to create with 5 on the clock. Her shot is errand. Another defensive stop for the Profs, and the shot clock expires, so it's going to go the other way.
Yeah, big stop there by the Profs. The shot was just wide left initially there, so once you don't hit the at least the post at all, the clock's gonna run out, and that's what happened there for the Ospreys. But Profs, again, haven't really got a clear shot so far throughout this first period.
I mean, it's just been clunky. They've tried to get aggressive on the offensive, but Stockton's just been a little ahead. In is Lockhart. Now she clears it out to Elena Corson. Looks like we're going to get a foul call. I believe this will set up free position shot. So a chance for the Profs to answer. Elena Corson was over the century mark for Rowan. She has a chance to tie this game at 1. She races in and does. 1-1. We're all squared up. Elena Corson with another one.
Their team leading 54th goal of the season. Touchdown made the century mark this past Saturday in that win. And again, she's been a key piece. Only a sophomore, getting 100 career goals now. Over 100 in the last couple of goals she scored over the weekend and today. And again, it's a key piece. When you can capitalize, especially when the other team fouls you inside the zone there. I mean, you get a free position, she goes right at the goalkeeper in Elliott. She does a good job of it. You don't need to do something too fancy. You just need to go at the goalkeeper. There's a good chance they can miss, and that's what happened that time with Elliott going to her left trying to make the stop.
And Elliott with a 36.7 save percentage this season, so that's an area where the Profs could take real advantage. As we've mentioned so far on this broadcast, their issue has been preventing goals, not scoring them. And obviously, Corson there, Molly Green as well. This team very deep, obviously offensively. So now a 1-1 game, 5.5 to go here in this first period. First round action between the Rowan Profs and the Stockton Ospreys. And Rowan on the attack again. It's Molly Green past the yellow line. Gets it far side. Rowan looking to push and score 2 unanswered. High pass, and the shot is up. No good. Almost in by Lockhart, but just high, but Rowan retains. And now we have a stoppage. I'm not too sure what the stoppage was. It looks like the Ospreys will take over. Chance to answer there, Justin, but the shot just high, but you'll take it if you're the Profs.
Yeah, definitely like the quick look that time from Lacrosse. She's fourth in the team in goals. She's done relatively solid when they try to eliminate the top scorers, and then she's kind of that second unit. But the Profs trying to do their best, keeping the Ospreys away from the goal, but right around midfield here.
Fight with it, and Brianna Robinson won the fight. And now we have a stoppage. So here at the 4:46 mark, gonna have a sub in for the Profs.
They also green card handed out to Callista Burke, one of the top scorers for Rowan, just sets up a one-girl advantage for Stockton on this drive.
It's what you don't want, obviously, if you're the Profs, especially a team in the Ospreys that has been on the attack so far offensively. Still just a tie game, but we've seen them down here in this attacking zone. Stockton moving left to right on the timeline. The Profs moving right to left. And we see this set again where they have the player right behind the net. They keep clearing it out to the hands of Robinson. Waiting for something to develop far side. The left wing. Ball movement, Serafini. Gets it here near side to Emily Dworsop. Stockton just moving it around, looking for something to develop, and the pass is errant. So it's going to go the other way. Another turnover there by Stockton. Let's see if the Profs capitalize. Racing up ahead, right near the Prof logo. They're trying to set something up now past the yellow line. Way far side as these last couple of minutes here in this first period. All in lockstep at one. Molly Green with it at the top of the key. Elena Corson, the only offense so far in this game for the Profs. Looks like she's now trying to direct is Green. Now that was a pass attempt, I believe by Corson. I believe that's going to set up a free position shot, and it will. So a chance for Rowan to take the lead. She races in and gives the Profs the lead. Put another one on the board for Elena Corson. Rowan leads it 2-1.
Again, free position should be free goals, and that's that time again. When the Profs get the goal to go up and have a chance at it, they can do it, but Stockton just does a good job keeping it away. It was actually close to Burke on the goal either way. The Profs' top 3 goal scorers, she came back in from that green card she picked up, and she dominated. That time, right wing side, they go right at Elliott. A little bit of a stutter step. She shoots her right over the left shoulder, and that's how you take the lead. It's 2-1. It was 1-0 to start off this game by Stockton, but again, the question's never been the first half for the Profs. It's the second. So they could score 10 goals here in this first half, but it doesn't matter if Stockton gives up or scores way more in that second.
So a 2-1 lead, and if you're Rowan, Justin, you obviously want to really keep your foot on the gas and try to score as many goals as you can. Still a little over 3 minutes to play in this first period. Maybe if you play real well early in the first half, it sets up the second half, but Stockton looking to answer. Up ahead, Alessandro. Swarmed by 2 Profs, and now she gets it far side. Mentioned Stockton with their goals on the season. Rowan a little over 13. Stockton almost at 15. This first period has been a bit of a flip of that as Rowan has the lead 2-1. They've looked stout on the defensive side so far. McGilvery now with it at the top. Racing in, her shot is up, no good. A nice stop there by the Profs. It looked like Rogers cut off that angle. Stockton will retain. Robinson clears out. Over to McGilvery. Stockton looking for something to open up. Shot clock now in the 30s. That was a pass attempt. It kind of looked like a shot. It was just a little lob pass, but into the hands of Costello. Racing around 2 white jerseys. Now she tries to clear it out at the top of the key. Seen a lot of passing so far, Justin, not a lot of attacking shot attempts by Stockton. We've seen them really use the shot clock, to your point. Now a clear out right side, and the shot is up. No good from Mary Maduri. as it was wide. Stockton will retain, but the shot clock at 4. They have to hurry. Can somebody create for the Ospreys? And it looks like they're going to run out of time, and they do. Another stout defensive possession for the Profs. 2-1, a minute and a half to go in this first period. Rowan's looking to add on some insurance. Callista Burke far side, and a collision with an Osprey who's down and slow to get up. And now we have a stoppage far side as you see bodies fly. This is Noelle Murphy. Far side. It looks like she's okay. Murphy, the junior out of Manalapan. 2-1 Profs, a minute 23 to go here in this first period. Tom Hill, Justin Locke on the call. First round of this NJAC matchup between the 2-seeded Profs and the 3-seeded Ospreys. Rowan looking to take a 3-1 lead. I believe we have another foul call. I think it was maybe away from the play. It looks like this is going to set up another free position shot for Elena Corson. She's had 2 goals on this exact shot. Looking to make it 3 on the afternoon. She races in and does not. It's swatted away by Elliott. An unbelievable stop there to keep it at a 2-1 game. So Stockton with a little less than a minute here in this first period, looking to create something in what's been a slow-moving, fast-moving, low-scoring affair here in the early going.
It definitely has been a lot of back and forth. We've seen a couple of stiff arms here. We've seen some tough shoulder drops with Burke and the one over there, Noelle Murphy, and that time taking the brunt of it was Pellegrino right around the Prof logo. And for Stockton, they have under a minute to try to get back on this board here in the first period. If not, the Profs will have the lead 3-1.
Rowan has 2 shots on goal. Stockton with 3. Stockton has 6 shots overall. Rowan with 4. So the Ospreys have actually outshot the Profs, but not outscored them. Looking to create something here with 31 seconds to go. Rowan has been hounding these Osprey attacks so far here in the early going. And they have to hurry. They don't seem to play with a whole lot of urgency, Justin. And Rowan now aware of that, right near the yellow line. It's Robinson looking to create, and clock keeps running down now at 7, has to hurry. Gets around the defense. Now far side, ball movement for the Ospreys. They need to hurry with 1 pass for Serafina, and she's not going to get anything off. So at the end of the first period, Rowan leads Stockton by a score of 2-1. Elena Corson tacked on all of the offense so far. She's a pair of goals in the early going. Rowan has looked really stout defensively. Tom Hill, Justin Locke will be right back for second period action here at the Rowan Lacrosse Complex here on Rowan Athletics. Back here in Glassboro, top of the second period. It's just about underway here in Glassboro. Rowan Profs lead the Stockton Ospreys by a score of 2-1. Elena Corson, Callista Burke with goals for this Profs squad. Rowan has looked really stout defensively. Justin, what do they have to do here in this second period?
Just got to limit the turnovers. We saw a couple passing kind of around the horn turnovers from both sides, but obviously with the Profs, they know that Elliott in the goal for Stockton does not face a lot of shots, so you have to capitalize on every single attempt that you get, and they've done that. The free position shots have given them 2 out of their 3 tries, so definitely have to keep attacking and hoping that they kind of mess up inside the zone, which we've seen Stockton do in that first period, but you can't expect that to happen in the second, third, and obviously the final 4.
And something that you've been detailing so far on this broadcast, Justin, they're a first-half team, the Profs are. 76 of their 230 season goals this year are scored in the first period, and 59 of those are in the second. So, yes, you have the lead. It's only a 1-goal lead, but if you're Rowan, you got to stay on the attack, and let's see if the defense holds up against a very potent Stockton offensive attack. Looking to create again, and the shot is up, no good. But it's cleared out right behind the netting. So Stockton with another chance here. They've had their shots against Mel Rogers. They've only put 1 in so far. Still early in this game. Serafini, clear out to Robinson at the top. Hounded. And the shot clock expires as, again, Stockton not able to create in time, and Rowan will take over. So another turnover. Rowan pushing to add on and tack on and get some insurance. Pass into traffic. And it's going to be cleared out by the Ospreys, so it looks to be another turnover as that pass was intended for Burke. But the Ospreys will take it up ahead the other way. Green tries to race in and get it. She cannot, and the Ospreys will take it up near midfield. They go. Fight for it as the ball drops, and it's into the hands of Green. Molly Green, single season caused turnover record for the Profs with 41. Lombardo. Rowan looking to slow it down. Just underway here in the second period. Tom Hill, Justin Locke here on Rowan Athletics. Rowan Profs taking on the Stockton Ospreys here in the NJAC Semifinals. Green top of the key. Rowan still only with 2 shots on goal. They had the 2 goals on the free position shots. Green tries to race around the defense, cannot. Now we're going to get a foul away from the play. So it's going to set up a free position shot coming. Chance to make it a 2-goal lead for the Profs. Molly Green races in, cannot score. Another stop by Elliott. So she stopped 2 after allowing the first 2, and Stockton still maintains just down 1. But Rowan takes over, a steal on the defensive side by Elena Corson. So Rowan, after not scoring on the free position shot, looks to penetrate and push here. Ball movement for the Profs. Corson to Green. 2 goal leaders for Rowan. Green has not been on the board just yet, but you know she's bound to get going at some point. And we get another whistle.
Yeah, set up another free position shot. This time it'd be Burke, so we've seen her capitalize the 1 time, so see if she could do it a second time here today.
Close to Burke now with 41 goals on the season. You've seen the goalkeeper Elliott for Stockton stop the last 2 after allowing the first 2. Races in, and she puts that one in. Callista Burke with a multi-goal day, and it's now 3-1 Profs.
Yeah, 2 for 2 on free position shots. There is Callista Burke. Both times she's been kind of near that right wing side, so maybe that's kind of her direction that she likes to go. She shoots it on the right side from the right side, so I guess it kind of was a little bit of mind trick here against Elliott in the goal. That's kind of what you need to do. You need to attack the weak spot of the goalkeeper in Elliott. Again, she doesn't face that many shots. She's 36.5%.
Prop goal scored
save
by
percentage
number
compared
27,
to
Callista
Rogers, who
Burke.
sees a lot more shots, 46%. So again, he's going to test the true intentions down inside the goal. If you can get 7 free positions, 8 free positions, 9 free positions, at this rate, they're going in that direction. So you have to just, again, if you can make 50% of your free position shots and you walk away by a 3-goal win, you're going to take what you can get, and Burke has been a key piece so far through this early going.
And if you're Stockton, you have to be a lot better on the defensive side. We've seen Rowan. It seems like they have held tighter against the Stockton attack than Stockton has against the Rowan attack. And even though Rowan has the 3 goals on free position shots, they've been all created by Stockton, and Rowan will take it. Those free position shots are designed for you to score, and Rowan missed the 2 but scored the 3, and that's why they're up by 2 here with a little over 12 minutes to go in this second period. Lombardo races near side. Clear out as looks like they stole something from Stockton's game plan as they're going right underneath the netting. Lockhart, ball moving up to Molly Green. Still moving it around. Rowan looking to pad on to their lead. Corson hounded, so she'll clear it out to Green. Top of the key. In to Burke. Her shot is up, no good. Nice stop there by Elliott. I think she just kind of stuck her glove out, but it looked like it hit her arm. But Rowan will retain, looking to create something again. Green, full head of steam, races in with 3 Stockton jerseys near her. She trips, falls down. The ball is loose. Who's going to get it? It's into the glove of the goalkeeper, Elliott. So there's the defensive stand that the Ospreys need, as they're going to try to create offensively. Up near midfield they go, and it's a steal by the Profs. Again, active hands for Rowan. They'll take over. Fiona Lockhart with the defensive play. Rowan looks to add on another goal. Racing in and putting it in is Corson. 4-1 Profs. Elena Corson with goal number 2 on the day.
Yeah, Corson and Burke capitalizing early, and sometimes you just kind of do what you can, and I don't think that goal actually counted there, Tom, because obviously you picked it up right after the thing.
So wave it off. It did go in. I guess it is still 3-1. So that was an opportunity for the Profs to capitalize and tack on to their lead, but still 3-1 as the Ospreys look to attack. Robinson at the top, now directing. Seeing the Ospreys, they don't move with much urgency as we've seen all game long so far. Now McGilvery trying to create something. Pass over the netting. Now we have a stoppage here. Looks like there's a conference with the referee. Not entirely sure what the confusion is. 3-1 ball game. 10.5 to go in this second period. If you're just tuned in, Tom Hill, Justin Locke. NJAC semifinals between the Rowan Profs and the Stockton Ospreys. And we still have a conference now between all 3 referees. Not sure what the call is, but I'm sure we're going to get some clearance. Rowan Profs coming into the day with a 7-10 record, 4-1 in the NJAC. Stockton 14-2, but they're 3-2 in the NJAC, and that's why Rowan is hosting. And they're up 3-1. Now play resumes. Robinson races around, look for something to develop. Stockton, as they have all game long, passing it around. Spinning in on 2 white jerseys, and now a clear out here near side. They keep clearing it out now at the top. Racing in is Jackson, and that pass is intercepted by the Profs. So another stop defensively as we get a stoppage of play. It looks like that'll be a timeout. So we're going to take a quick step off. 3-1 Profs, second period. We'll be right back on Rowan Athletics. Back to the action here in Glassboro. The Rowan Profs taking on the Stockton Ospreys here at the Lacrosse Complex between the 2-seeded Profs and the 3-seeded Ospreys. Alongside my broadcast partner Justin Locke, I am Tom Hill, and the Rowan Profs lead Stockton by a score of 3-1. And Justin, they've been on the attack in the early going. They've had those free position shots, and that's why they have this lead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you get early 8 looks inside, especially with 5 of those being free positions, you do a great job getting on the board early, and that's kind of I touched on in the pregame, where when you look at the overall time construction of the period, and again, when you see Stockton knowing that they're going to hold for really the last second of the shot clock, they had 3 shot clock violations here through the first half, and that shows you that they're willing to kind of take you down, try to get you exhausted really defensively, and then they'll try to sneak you last second. But if you can kind of keep things up and make them pay, that's how you're going to keep getting on the board.
It's been a war of attrition so far. Stockton has been on the attack. They just haven't put that many goals in. Just the Lexi Jackson goal in the early going. But other than that, they have been stymied. Seen a few steals for the Profs so far. Back to the action. Molly Green pass in looking for Burke. The ball is loose, but it's picked up here by Gillen. Gillen has been quiet so far in the early going. Now they'll get it back to Molly Green. That last shot by Burke did not count. That would have made it 4-1, but it's still 3-1, 8.5 to go before halftime. But Rowan now passing it around, looking to create something again on offense. Far side, Burke. Check that near side. Now over to Molly Green at the top of the key. Green had 6 the last time these two teams played. In is Lombardo. Back to Green. Stockton has stayed stout on this defensive possession so far. Rowan still with 20 on the shot clock. They can maybe create something, but the high pass is errant, and it's going to go out of bounds. So Rowan just kept passing it around, but they were unable to really create, maybe try to find the cutter to score. So Stockton will take over.
Yeah, that's how they tried to drain the shot clock pretty good amount. It was at least 70 seconds ran off, and they tried to go from near side to far side to pass too high. We saw a lot of those in the first period, but really the first true turnover for the Profs here in the second.
Pellegrino to McGilvery. Now ball movement for Stockton. Lucy Sullivan kind of tiptoeing right by the goal, kind of on a diagonal angle with the goal on the near side. Stockton has really held on to the ball, as evidenced by some of their shot clock violations, but looking to create is Brianna Robinson. Pass errant, but it's handled far side. Stockton down 3-1, just trying to chip away into this. This could be their opportunity to do just that. Serafini behind the goalie Rogers, now tries to attack, puts a spin on and scores. Anissa Serafini, 3-2. Stockton's right back in it.
Yeah, huge spin that time from Serafini, one of their key goal scorers and assist scorers, or assist leaders, I should say, for this Osprey squad. And again, she was relatively silent up to that point.
Stockton goal scored by
got a good look,
20,
kind of spun off the shoulder, and that's how you get back on the board for Stockton. It's been a long time since Jackson got on the board to start things off in this game, and ever since it's been all Rowan. So now that's kind of the one momentum shifter that they need. And a lot of times, again, when Rowan watches one go through in their net, another one is going to come against them, and that's kind of what you don't really want to have happen here, especially in the NJAC semifinal game.
And Stockton so far this season, 237 goals as a team coming in, so make it 239. And just into your point, with Serafini, goal number 18. So we're going to get both teams at midfield. Rowan looking to add on, now only up by 1. With 6:50 to go here in this second period. Rowan looking to take over. Lombardo midfield, clears it out, hounded by 4 Stockton Ospreys. She just dashes past all of them. Corson pass over to the far side. It's Alexis Lowry. Haven't said her name too much. She's been quiet so far for the Profs. Rowan looking to pad on. Lombardo back underneath the netting. You've seen this move for the Profs so far. They held onto the ball a lot, kind of taking a page from the Stockton game plan. They need somebody to attack. It's Molly Green trying to create, running near side, full head of steam. The shot is up, and it looked like it was a pass for Lombardo. She was right by the goal, but passed it over the head of Elliott. And now we're going to get a foul called on Stockton. He was racing in, was Corson, so this should be a free position shot for her. Chance to make it 4-2. And I think she might have got going a little too early, Justin, so it's going to be a costly turnover. Interesting sequence of events, but just like that, 3-2, could have been 4-2, or at least get the shot up, but the Profs now not able to because she went early.
Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate turn of events. That time for Corson, if she waited like a half second later, don't know the outcome, and now Stockton a little bit of a push here right to left.
Pellegrino near side, McGilvery. 3-2 ball game. Rowan has created a lot in this second period, but they really haven't put too much on the board. Kind of similar to what we saw from the Ospreys in the first period. With it, Brianna Robinson. It's been a lot of passing from both squads. And a low-scoring affair, just 3-2 with 5 to go in this second period. Robinson has been the primary ball carrier for the Ospreys. Her shot is up, and it's through. Brianna Robinson ties us at 3. Stockton with 2 goals unanswered.
Yeah, I touched on it earlier. That's her 24th goal of the season now for Robinson, but again, when one goal goes through against the Profs, it just seems like another one is not too far behind it.
Number 12,
that is intervention right there. Robinson gets a good look. She kind of goes around the outside yellow circle, and she just makes a sprint for the goal that time, and it just trickled in past Rogers' leg. But either way, a goal is a goal. Now it's, instead of it being 4-1 like it would have been if that initial burst shot would have scored, or if Corson didn't step before the initial free position, now it's 3-3, and again, that's for all the marbles. I mean, if you lose today, your season is over. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts. This is the biggest game of the season, and there's still a lot of action to go, but definitely a turning point in this game for Stockton.
And especially as you detailed, the way this team plays better in the first half and typically has a lot of their struggles in the second half. So Justin, you don't want this to get too far out of hand. It's still tied, just 3-3. To your point about Robinson, that's goal number 24 on the season for her. Sophomore out of Cape May Courthouse, New Jersey. Profs looking to answer, 3-3. 4.5 to go in this second period. And it looks like it's going to go the other way, as it was Burke with it. But now that pass is Aaron looking for McGilvery, and it's back into the glove of the Profs, so no harm, no foul. The Profs will take over again, looking to create something. This is where they've been pretty much all period long, but they really haven't truly found the knockout blow. As you mentioned, the goal taken away, but now looking to create. The shot is up, no good by Lowry. We get a stoppage here at the 4:06 mark. That's going to create a free position shot, if I'm not mistaken. Racing in and putting it in is Alexis Lowry. Gives the Profs the 4-3 lead. That's what they needed.
Yeah, again, another free position shot sets up a goal for the Profs. Again, it's, don't want to repeat myself too much, but that's literally what it is. You're not going to get a better look than that when you're one-on-one with the goal.
Number 4,
by Lowry. Again, she's kind of been getting these later goals in the season. She's now 7th on the team in goals, and she does a good job on it. I mean, at that time, again, when you're staring really into the soul of Elliott in the goal, you have to figure out what's the best look. Do I go top right shoulder? Do I go left shoulder? Do I try to bounce it on underneath? And that time, she goes straight on. That's all you have to do. You just got to attack the weak point. They've done it a good couple of times, these free position shots. It's just, they definitely wish they had a couple of those free position shots they missed earlier. and that didn't count because of a false start.
2 goals for Callista Burke, 1 for Corson. Now Alexis Lowry joins the scoring, and the Profs reclaim the lead, 4-3, a little over 4 minutes to go before halftime. So now this is prime opportunity for the Profs to create something again on offense. Justin, we've seen them, they have gone down there and created. It's just, can you score? And now it looks like they're starting to pick it up, that goal by Lowry. And the free position shots, they've really taken advantage, albeit with those 2 misses we saw.
Yeah, we're seeing that, again, aggressiveness works out to the benefit for the team that is on the aggression. And that's kind of, we see when they try to match Stockton's pace, it was silent for a while. But now, Stockton, I think, is going to match what Rowan just did and he's got to go down the field and tie things back up.
Lucy Sullivan's been quiet so far for the Ospreys. She clears it out to Maduri. Maduri has also been quiet. Leads the team in goals with 57 coming in. Ospreys looking to answer. Been a lot of passing so far. Serafini now with it right behind the goalkeeper, Rogers. She has a goal in this period, does Serafini. Ball movement for Stockton. Rowan has been stout defensively so far in the early going, and that ball is loose, but it's picked back up by Maduri. Kicking it around into the glove of Brianna Robinson. She scored the most recent goal for the Ospreys that tied it at 3. Her shot is up, and it's batted into the air by Rogers. Ball loose. Who's going to get it? It's into the hands of the Ospreys, but a phenomenal stop by Rogers in the goal. Stockton looking to create. Fresh shot clock. Serafini behind the netting. Now 2.5 to play as Stockton has really held on to the ball for a while. Our side, it's Sullivan. Her shot is up. It's wide. No good. Another stop by Rowan. Stockton now with 25 seconds on the shot clock. Really have to put something up. A little over 2 minutes here on the game clock. Costello still passing it around are the Ospreys, now into the glove of Robinson. Serafini diagonal with the goal, high pass, it's handled and the shot is up, no good. Who's gonna get it? It's Rogers. So all of that for nothing, as Rowan able to stand, looking to take it the other way with a little over 2 minutes to play here in this second period. 4-3, Rowan leads it. They can tack on an insurance goal. Lombardo past the yellow line. Stockton not completely set defensively. Now up ahead, Lockhart behind the goal. Now they clear it out back. Racing in was Lowry. Just put up that goal for the Profs. 1:22 to play in this first half. Passing it around. Seems like they're trying to find a cutter, but now they clear it back out to the top of the key. Molly Green trying to create by herself. Hounded, backpedaling. Now just dishes it off. High pass intended for Lockhart, but it's going to go the other way. So another empty possession for the Profs. Under a minute to play here in this second period.
Yeah, looks like it's actually going to be cross possession after they whistled it initially. Either way, it was going to be a bad pass on the near side by Stockton, but with under 45 seconds, got to get one real look here to try to add on another goal.
Clock's still moving, and Justin, we haven't really seen Rowan move with a ton of urgency, kind of matching Stockton. That pass is in, and the shot is up and good. The Profs tack on another one right before halftime. They lead it now 5-3.
Yeah, from my vantage point, it looked like it was Fiona Lockhart that was cut through the middle on that shot. And
Rowan goal scored by number 6.
It was Fiona Lockhart. So again, that time again, you have 25 seconds after the turnover getting back to you. You use every second you can. 14 seconds, you draw up really a beautiful cut down the middle. And Lockhart, who's been really their 4th top scorer all season, makes them pay. And now it's back to a 2-goal advantage, 5-3. Still 30 seconds, you never know if Stockton could score right away or if Rowan can somehow make another goal go in.
Lockhart, the sophomore out of Turnersville. She scores goal number 29 on the season. And that's just what the props needed. Justin, it feels like offensively they've been passing, but not trying to find a cutter. And the assist by Callista Burke, a great find by her. And what a job by Rowan. It looked like early in this second period they were finding ways to attack, but not putting the ball in the goal. And now they have, and they've really put the work on the goaltender, Daniela Elliott. And that's why they have this 2-goal lead, in all likelihood with 32 seconds to go here before halftime, unless Stockton is to hurry it up. But they're not able to, as it's into the glove of Shivo. So the Profs could actually create here with 20 seconds to go. Racing up ahead, Corson past the yellow line. Ball movement high, pass intended for Yasmin Harris. And she can't handle it, so it'll go the other way. 10 seconds to play before halftime. Could try to force something if you're Stockton, but it looks like they won't. It's gonna just head free out by midfield, and that will do it here in this first half. The Rowan Props lead the Stockton Ospreys by a score of 5-3. Callista Burke with 2 goals. She has an assist as well. Elena Corson with a goal. Alexis Lowry and Fiona Lockhart add to the Props' 2-goal lead. And Justin, what have you seen from them on both offense and defense?
Definitely offensively, I've seen them kind of attack those free positions at a costly rate against Stockton. When you can do that and you can score 60%, 75% of your free positions, you're going to get easier goals. You're not going to have to take these harder shots. We've seen Stockton have more shots against, obviously, in the goal for Rowan. But either way, I think with defensive unit, it's been kind of playing up front, making them just kind of take their time, which we've seen Stockton do relatively to their benefit. They don't like to kind of push it right away. We've seen Rowan capitalize a couple of times because Stockton has fouled them inside the zone. If you keep doing that, you set up more shots, and that's what we've seen. And defensively, last 2 weeks, Molly Green has been named the Defensive Player of the Week, and she's done a phenomenal job. Hasn't been really a factor on the offensive scheme of things, but that's kind of what Stockton coming in. They know who the top scorers are. They know Corson is Green, and Green, who's been kind of their pest on defense, what is not, besides that final line, Montanero and Jenna O'Neill, really those 2 key pieces. Otherwise, Molly Green has kind of been the one. She's tried to get a goal here to score against Elliott, but it hasn't worked. But otherwise, your other 3-4 top goal scorers are getting involved, and that's what you really need to do, especially in a semifinal game. And they showed it off in that last 2-minute stretch. They put up some goals, especially on the free position, and that other one, again, on the free position from Lowry, was a good one. You need to attack in that on that cut region, and they need to stop kind of being complacent. They don't want to match the energy of Stockton, especially if it's a tie game.
Especially if it's a tie game. Molly Green had 6 goals in the first game between these 2 squads, but the 2-seeded Rowan Props lead the 3-seeded Stockton Ospreys by a score of 5-3. Alongside my broadcast partner Justin Locke, I am Tom Hill. We're going to take a quick step off here on halftime. Stay tuned for second half action here on Rowan Athletics. Back to the action here in Glassboro. Second half action just about underway here in this semifinal matchup between the 2-seeded Rowan Profs and the 3-seeded Stockton Ospreys. Alongside my broadcast partner Justin Locke, I am Tom Hill. Rowan leads Stockton at the half by a score of 5-3. Callista Burke has a pair of goals. Elena Corson has a goal as well. Fiona Lockhart and Alexis Lowry also add. So 4 Rowan Profs with goals, and that's why they have this 5-3 cushion. Justin, they've also looked pretty stout on the defensive so far. As we've mentioned so far on this broadcast, they have been a first half team so far throughout the regular season, but you're hoping that can carry into the second half and they can take this momentum forward with 30 more minutes to play, another half to play. Can't relinquish this lead because your season's on the line.
Yeah, I mean, they've sold a couple of leads this season, especially at home. The 3-5 in Glassboro, they could have probably been 5-3, maybe 6-2. And when you look at that, home field advantage is usually the icing on the cake. That's what you want in the playoffs. And again, good turnout from Stockton. Not too far of a distance for them to kind of make the trip out here. And again, when 63% of your goals are in that first half, and a good 33% are in that first period, you kind of can't contribute that down the line. But if you get attacked, especially with the free position shots they've been able to get in that first half, if they can match even 3 or 4 or 5 good free position looks, if 3 more goals come out of that, it's a completely different ball game. And if Stockton can't match the energy, it's most likely going to be them against TCJ, who's up 15-0 currently at the half against Montclair State.
Rowan had 2 goals in the first period. Stockton had 1. Rowan had 3 in the second period. Stockton had 2. And we resume the action here. Profs moving right to left on the timeline. Trish Gillen racing in. She's been quiet so far in this first half. Molly Green has been more of a facilitator in this game, as we've detailed all the goals scored so far, coming into the day with 50. She's been an unbelievable player for the Profs. She's been kind of quiet, but the Profs still have the lead. It's falling to the ground. And we get a stoppage here, I believe. They're going to call something. So that was Gillen. So just like that, a free position shot. Gillen races in, and it's swatted away by Elliott. Ball loose. Who's going to grab it? It looks like it's into the glove of the Ospreys, and it is. Alessandro clears it out. So immediately, not even a minute into the second half, the Profs with a chance to make it a 3-goal lead, but they cannot. Another key stop by Elliott. Racing ahead midfield. Ball is loose, and it's out of the hands of Pellegrino into the hands of the Profs. It's Lockhart now racing towards the yellow line. Full head of steam. Now she pulls it back. Diagonal with the goal on the far side. Rowan has set up with the pass. A lot of their shots, as we've seen so far in this game, have been the free position variety. So Rowan either looking to create that or create some off-ball movement to try to get a goal. Stockton has stayed stout defensively. They've improved their defensive stance so far as the game has progressed. Green hounded. It looks like we're going to get a foul called on the pass. I believe that's on Robinson. So an opportunity for Molly Green to pick up goal number 1 on the day, but more importantly, improve the Prof lead to 3. She races in. The shot is up. No good. But it's maintained by Lombardo, so the Profs will keep it. Second free position shot that they have missed so far in this third period. Pass up ahead. It was in to, I believe it was Burke. She lost it. So the Profs creating down there, but unable to capitalize as Stockton stays stout.
Yeah, again, that time Burke tried to spin off of Elliott. She kind of was only about 3 feet from the goal, but again, 2 rebounding shots, nothing to come up for here in this second half so far.
Stockton coming into the day averaging a little under 15 goals on the season. 15 goals per game, actually 14.8, but they only have 3 so far in about 33 minutes of action. Lexi Jackson looking for something to open up. Jackson got the scoring started for the Ospreys. She has been quiet since. Stockton has really been a fan of the time of possession as they create late in the shot clock, and doing the exact same here. It's McGilvery with it at the top of the key, looking to attack. A spin move by McGilvery, and she puts it up and in. Just like that, Stockton stays stout defensively. They answer on the offensive side. It's a 5-4 ball game here in this third period.
And McGilvery that time, pretty spin move there. Gets her 10th
goal scored by number 24, Madison McGilvery.
All around, and when you can kind of get that great of a look, you split really that gap in between the pro defensive unit. And again, a one-on-one with Rogers, it's just pick your poison. Where are you gonna try to shoot it at? And that time, it gets past Rogers' attempt going to her left. And now it's a 5-4 game. We're seeing, again, those free position shots I touched on earlier, they're going to matter. If you're not going to be able to close out on those, especially in the second half, they might come back to haunt you, and now it's only 1 goal difference between you and your rival against Stockton.
Madison McGilvery now joins the double figures. She now has 10 goals. Freshman out of Forked River. Now the two teams facing off at the midfield logo. Profs now only up by 1 in a fight for the ball. And it's into the hands of Costello. So Stockton is able to handle it and a chance to tie it here. Just underway. 3.5 minutes gone in this third period. First round, semifinal action between the 2-seeded Rowan Profs and the 3-seeded Stockton Ospreys. Robinson at the top of the key. She had a goal earlier in this game for Stockton. Now hounded is Costello. Tight defense there by Green. It looks like we're going to get a foul. Not too costly for Rowan. But Stockton now closer to potentially scoring that pivotal tying goal, and the cutter is in and the shot is up. The goal is good, and we are tied at 5. After leading 5-3 going into this third period, Stockton with 2 unanswered goals on the Rowan Profs, and we are all squared away at 5. The goal scored by Mary Maduri, coming into the day with 57 goals that led the Ospreys. She was quiet all day, but gets that goal, and just like that, we have a brand new ball game.
Again, when you can get those great looks, especially from your top goal scorer, Stockton's going to draw that up every time. Again, and when you talk about it, if those 2 free positions aren't missed in the early going in this third period, it's 7-5 instead of it being now 5-5. So Rowan's got to regroup, figure out something. It's definitely not working initially on the face-off in the middle of the prof logo, and we're just seeing Stockton pick up their pace, and it's been at a successful level right now.
Stockton has 15 shots. 9 of those shots have been on goal. They actually do not have a single free position shot in this game, Justin, but it hasn't really mattered because they've been able to really cut into the deficit and score. And as you've detailed in the first half on this broadcast, the Profs are typically a first-half team, but Rowan looking to answer. Molly Green, the shot is up, and it's saved by Elliott. A phenomenal save on the attack by Green, and Stockton able to take it up the other way. But a fight for the ball. Looks like we're going to get a stoppage. Foul called as Drew Coxon got hit. Defense for Stockton. So a stoppage of play, clock still moving as the Ospreys are looking to clear it out back in their own zone. Rowan may be looking to intercept the passing lane to try to take over on offense, but Stockton won't allow that to happen. Into the glove of Maduri, who just scored that tying goal for the Ospreys. Ball movement for Stockton. Right by Rogers on the Profs goal. Now near side. So we've detailed Stockton coming into the day with 14 wins, 14-2, and they can score. 5-5 ball game, 9.5 to play here in this third period. Robinson trying to circle around. Stockton still passing it. They've been passing pretty much all game long, looking to maybe find a cutter to create. Sometimes they just have the ball carrier create by themselves. Lexi Jackson looking to find Serafini. The pass is high, and it's into the hands of the Profs. So a turnover and a much-needed one there for Rowan, as Montanaro had it defensively. Now Lockhart, top of the key, far side. Profs looking to answer, but they slow the pace down, and it allows Stockton to get back on defense. 5-5 ball game. Stockton with 2 unanswered goals here in this third period. Rowan looking to stop the bleeding and try to reclaim the lead. Back to the top, Callista Burke looking to create. Still a swarm for it to Lombardo. Left side diagonal with the goal, and it looks like we're going to get a foul called away from the play. So we'll see what comes from this. The foul is called on Stockton, and it's going to create another free position shot. And the shot is up, and it is through, and the Profs have taken the lead. Callista Burke puts it in, 6-5. That's how you answer.
Exactly how you answer, Tom. I mean, again, when you get those free position shots, especially when you're set up kind of up the middle, again, you're straight on. You're looking eye to eye.
Rowan goal scored by number 27.
Again, we saw Burke earlier and dominate kind of on her initial looks on the free positions, and same thing happens there. It's a pivotal goal after you saw 2 go in from Stockton back to back on their drive possessions, and now you see a good goal go in, but again, so much time left in this game, Tom. You have the 8 more minutes here plus of this third, and then the entire fourth. We've seen Rowan go into the third, or after the third with the lead, and they lose it in the fourth. And same with the final couple minutes. Me and you were here about a month and a half ago where there was a lead that they had going into the last 2 minutes. I told you all we needed is to stop, and then the other team responded, and that's all you really need to look at if you're moving forward here if you're Rowan.
Callista Burke had 2 goals in the last game between these two squads. She now has 3 today, half of the Profs offense so far. She also has an assist to add on to her big day so far. Profs win it at midfield, so now a chance to tack on some insurance goals. Back and forth swing between both teams in this game. Seems like when the Profs don't capitalize, the Ospreys don't, and when the Profs do score, the Ospreys answer. As the 2-goal lead evaporated, it was tied, but now it's a 1-goal lead for the Profs. Lowry's shot is up, and it's saved by Elliott. So Rowan tried to create, but couldn't. A nice stop by Elliott. The Ospreys will take it up ahead. And whistle, but racing up ahead is Dewersop, battling with Gillen. Check that Lockhart. And Stockton now looking to just slow the pace down and create. Dewersop, far pass behind the net. Lucy Sullivan. Sullivan has been quiet so far. 7 to play here in this third period. Rowan leads Stockton by a score of 6-5. Stockton looking to stay on the attack and create something. Brianna Robinson had a goal earlier in this game. Dumps it off, still moving it around. Shot clock now under 30. So we've seen this Osprey team time in and time out, not really trying to hurry it up offensively. Looking to create with Sullivan, but now she'll just dish it off. The Ospreys have to get something going. Now back at the top with Robinson. Shot clock now at 12. Robinson looking to create. A bounce pass is stopped by Rogers and into the hands of the Profs. So another instance where we see Stockton essentially drain the entire shot clock, but not able to capitalize.
Yeah, that's how they tried to do a little bit of a late jolt. They tried to rise through the middle, and it didn't work. And the Profs with Corson trying to push up. I definitely like their more attack pace after their initial goal, because, again, when you get more shots on goal, more are going to most likely go in.
Rowan a chance to pad on. They had a chance with Lowry's last shot. And it looks like we're going to get a foul away from the play. So we'll see what the call is. And then they're conferencing, the referee's conferencing now on the far side. It happened right on that right side, kind of the right wing there. The foul called on Stockton. .65 ball game. 5:50 to go here in this third period. And now play resumes. Green, top of the key. Like Stockton playing defensively for the pass, and that's why. So props looking to pass to try to create, maybe to find a cutter. But nothing developing just yet. Burke passing still back around. High pass far side for Green, who now cuts over to the middle, and looked like that was a pass, but it was high looking for Green, but it is saved by the props. 25 on the shot clock. Lombardo's pass in. Now it's into the glove of Corson. Back to Corson. With two black jerseys near her, she has to get something going. Fighting, now races around. Her shot is up, and it is through, but they're going to wave it off. So we've seen this again in this ball game, Justin. With 9 on the shot clock, it looked like Corson had the goal, but they wave it off. So still just a 6-5 game, but it will create a free position shot for the props, so a chance to answer here, and they do. Another goal by Corson. 7-5 Rowan. They tack on.
Either way, Corson gets the goal that time on the free position. It was a pretty move, the prior shot that she kind of dodged around two different Ospreys and she scored it, but same result. She goes over the left shoulder there of Elliott, and for Corson has been a key piece for this Rowan team last 2 seasons. Talk about it, broke the century mark this last Saturday, and the future is bright for Rowan. Again, they're a team where a lot of the young scoring talent on this squad, and kind of the opposite for Stockton. A lot of their top scorers are going to be leaving next year, where Rowan, that's not the truth. You really are losing 2 players, one being your goalkeeper, Mel Rogers, and then Sophia Shivo being a defensive unit stopper. But otherwise, for Rowan, especially with Corson, you have 2 more years guaranteed. Elena Corson, there's a lot of records that she's definitely looking at, as well as Molly Green, who both got over 100 this year. Over 100 goals in their careers so far this year.
And it's got to be really pivotal for head coach Lindsay Delaney to have these players for another year or maybe another 2 years. But getting back to the action, they're up now 7-5 with 4:53 to play here in this third period. So 5-3, Stockton had those 2 unanswered, but Rowan able to pretty much keep the game where it was at halftime, just a different score at 7-5, and now they won it, so a chance to add on even more. Green to Lombardo. Lombardo races in. Her low shot is up, no good. Nice stop by Elliott. It's got to be tough to see with the ball coming in that fast, but able to corral it and keep it leveled at 7-5 still. Up ahead near side, Dewersop. Ball movement for the Ospreys. As Rowan looking to prevent and maybe create a turnover on Lily Alessandro, who's looking to clear it for Stockton, and she does. Now past the yellow line, so Stockton in the attacking zone, under 4 to play in this third period. Just tuned in, Tom Hill, Justin Locke, Rowan Athletics, semifinals between the 2-seeded Rowan Profs and the 3-seed Stockton Ospreys. Rowan with a 4-1 NJAC record, Stockton 3-2. Rowan leads Stockton in this game 7-5, and a chance for Stockton to answer. They cannot. Shot was up by Maduri. She couldn't put it in. A phenomenal stop there by the Profs, and they're going to take it up the other way. So Rowan able to get it up ahead now far side. Get a whistle, but No stoppage. Corson passes it far side. Right near the goal for Rowan. We've seen them there a lot in this period. We've seen them there a lot in this game. They just haven't been able to completely capitalize. They have the 7 goals, but they had a chance at even more. Moving it around is the Profs, and the shot is up, no good by Harris, but it's retained by Rowan into the glove of Lombardo. Don't have to hurry just yet. Shot clock still at 35. About 2.5 to play on the game clock. It's been a low-scoring affair up to this point. Back to Green, top of the key. Green on a dime, spins around, shot is up! And it's through! Molly Green, do it yourself, 8-5 Profs.
Yeah, that time Green goes around the world there and hits the deck on the way in on the shot. And again, it's not going to be an easy look, especially when they know what you did to them last time. We talked about it, 6 goals just a couple of weeks ago for Molly Green, one being her 50th of the season. And overall, you had to look at it, think,
goal scored by number 24,
and
Molly
when you can do
Green.
that, especially in a playoff game like today, the semifinal matchup between them and Stockton, it's pivotal, because if you get things going at the right time, if you can match this, again, not decided obviously today, but you know who the big dog is in the NJAC. They have been the NJAC champs 12 years in a row, and they're in that playoff game right now in Montclair State. But again, you have to just keep this pace up. You'll see a timeout here called, but overall, so far through this good portion of the third, Stockton has tried to match Rowan, but Rowan fighting back.
Rowan 8, Stockton 5, 2:23 mark in this third period. We're going to take a quick step off. Tom Hill, Justin Locke here on Rowan Athletics. We'll be right back. Back to the action here at the Rowan Lacrosse Complex. Rowan Profs taking on the Stockton Ospreys here in semifinal action. The 2-seeded Profs lead the 3-seeded Ospreys by a score of 8-5. If you're just tuned in, Tom Hill, Justin Locke here on the call. Rowan has not scored at the rate that we've typically seen them in this game, Justin, but they lead it by 3. They led it by 2 coming into this third period, and now with just a little over 2 minutes to go in this third before the fourth, Rowan is poised to potentially come out of here with an NJAC victory.
Yeah, again, when you kind of have the dominance you've had over Stockton in your 13 matchups, you definitely know what it is that they lack at. And the little fouls that we've seen, I should say big fouls in this game, have been the key decider, the reason that it's a 3-goal discrepancy between the two teams. We saw a lot of attack points from Stockton, especially when they decide not to take their time on their possessions. But for Rowan, it's been kind of the opposite. They take their time, they get a foul call, and they've capitalized, and that's why they're up 8-5 here at the start of the fourth.
Molly Green with goal number 51 on the season. It was her first goal on the afternoon that extended the lead to 3. Now the Profs with the chance to answer. Just under 2 to play here now in this third period. It's dropped by Harris. She picks it up, drops it again, picks it back up. Now looking to clear it out. And that's got to be something that you feel pretty happy about if you're Rowan, and the fact that Stockton takes them a while to really create. And with the deficit just growing larger and larger, that's got to be something that they're mindful of, and that one somehow goes in. Another goal for the Profs. That one looked like it might have been on accident, but they'll take it. It's now 9-5.
It looks like Klusenberg was attempting to get it to the cutter in Lockhart, but it didn't go in Lockhart's stick. It went somehow in the goal there. And again, when you can get lucky breaks like that to capitalize and get another goal, now you're up by 4 with a minute and a half left in this third period. You can't ask for anything better. I mean, it just seems like little things are going to count as Lockhart's goal because it probably did hit the stick, but Lockhart's going to take that goal every time that she can get it. I mean, that's something you draw up in miracle plays, and that's kind of what we saw. And now, instead of it being 3 goals, it's a 4-goal lead, 9-5.
And one of the things the Profs have done, aggression. Justin, 4 goals in this third period alone, 10 shots, 8 of those shots on goal. So it has just been a full-fledged offensive attack. You know, Stockton did tie it after trailing 5-3. They tied it at 5, but Rowan has just put their foot on the gas in this third period, and that's why they lead it now 9-5, and kind of a flip from what we've seen from them in the regular season, where they've typically been a first-half team, but they look now like a second-half team, at least a third-period team, with about 1:25 to go and up 4 goals and a chance to add on even more are the Profs. So the second goal of the afternoon for Fiona Lockhart. She's at 2, Burke at 2, Corson as well. So 3 Profs with multi-goal games. Molly Green and Alexis Lowry have also added with 1 goal each. That's where we stand, 9-5, now under a minute to play. Burke top of the key. Near side, Yasmin Harris. Now, ball movement here. Burke finds the cutter, and the shot is up and good by Corson. And another one for the Profs. They're in double digits. It's 10-5.
They're scoring on every facet now, Tom. It seems that Stockton, they're unmotivated out here in the third period. I don't know what's going on in their heads, but that's how we're seeing it again. Open lanes, right to the goal, and you can get a goal seems like every other minute now for Rowan. It gives you a lot of momentum. Again, there's a whole other period following this one, but if that anything carries into the fourth, this can get ugly quick, and it could be resulting in something that the Profs want to do. Again, they went to the NJAC final last year. They lost TCNJ, but again, you don't want the history to repeat itself. You're just going to take down Stockton as much as you can. You want to walk out as many goals as you can. If you can get 50 goals, you want that. But obviously, most likely, they're already at 10. If they can get this to a 15-goal spot, Tom, I think this could be one of the two teams in the NJAC final.
And you throw the records right out the window. Rowan coming in with a 7-10 overall record. Stockton 14-2, but Rowan has had their number in recent history, and they've had their numbers so far this year. The 17-6 win in the regular season. They're up 10-5 here, and they're in no hurry with 25 seconds to go here in this third period. And just an offensive onslaught for the Profs. 5 goals in the first half. They've scored 5 alone here in the third period. Molly Green with 12 now finds a cutter in Gillen. Now back to Green. Kind of had the Stockton defense a little out of sorts, so Green looking to create, and she's going to get, I believe that's a turnover, but it doesn't matter because the period is over. Rowan explodes for 5 goals here in this third period. 15 more minutes to go here in this ball game. Rowan 10, Stockton 5 here in semifinal action at the Lacrosse Complex. Tom Hill, Justin Locke will be right back on Rowan Athletics. Just about underway to start this final period of play between the Rowan Profs and the Stockton Ospreys here in the NJAC Semifinals matchup. Alongside my broadcast partner Justin Locke, I am Tom Hill. Rowan leads Stockton by a score of 10-5. It has just been an offensive attack, to say the least. Callista Burke with 3 goals, 3 assists. Elena Corson has 3 goals as well. Fiona Lockhart with 2. Molly Green with 1. And Alexis Lowry with 1 as well. And Justin, it seems like offensively and defensively, the Profs have just been a step or 2 ahead of the Ospreys.
Yeah, it just seemed like they were a little last days of coming out of the half, the Profs were, but once they saw those 2 goals go through for Stockton, in the last 8 minutes they scored 5 goals, and that's now 10-5. So the biggest key things on the defensive side, they just, again, they're kind of trying to reach back, especially when there is an attacker for Stockton, just trying to get to the yellow line. A lot of times when you swipe at the stick, a lot of times it bounces out, and that's kind of been the difference maker. When you can kind of get those easy turnovers, you go the other direction, the defense can't set up, and then you set up a great look for yourself. And a lot of times on these cuts, especially in the last 2 minutes for Stockton defensively, didn't seem like they had anybody down low, and that's what happens when it's you against your goalkeeper for Rowan against them. They're going to have a better chance to score, and that's what they did. They scored 5 goals in 8.5 minutes, and they still have 15 minutes to go, but they're up by 5. Looking to play. TCJ was up 19-0 with 5 left to go in their game against Montclair.
And Mary Maduri, who came into the day with 57 goals for the Ospreys, has been quiet. She did have the goal earlier, but the Profs have done a good job at least neutralizing her in this game so far. Still not completely out of the weeds just yet. Obviously, you love the 5-goal lead, but you want to play till the final buzzer, for a lack of a better term. The Profs looking to put another one on. Looks like we're going to get another foul coming. And this should set up a free position shot for Yasmin Harris. So a chance to make it a 6-goal Prof lead. Harris, the sophomore out of Mount Laurel, puts it up, cannot put it in. Ball is loose, and it's back into the glove of Harris. It looks like she loses the handle, trying to maybe do a little bit too much, so Stockton will take over.
Yeah, an unfortunate miss there from Harris, but again, if their defense can hold strong in these crucial minutes, that's what's going to matter. You can't do that. You're going to give them more of an advantage on that attack there from Pellegrino, but all around, you have 14 minutes to work with. Again, they're definitely going to try to pick up their pace. They're not going to do their kind of slow approach of wasting the clock. They're going to try to go down your throat in this situation and see what they can do defensively. The Profs can.
And if you're Stockton, you have to pick up your pace, as you mentioned, because the pace that they've been playing at just really hasn't worked. They've tried to create, and they drain the clock down too far, and sometimes they turn it over, or when they try to get a shot up, Rowan is able to stop it. And we know that that is their style of play, but when something doesn't work, you have to make adjustments. A little less than 2 minutes played here in this 4th period. Still a 10-5 game. Stockton looking to cut back into it. Serafini looking for something to develop, and the pass is errant right near the near sideline. It's picked up by Brianna Robinson, but Stockton again draining the clock down. Shot clock now down to 10, so Robinson has to hurry. Now in single digits is the clock. Has to try to create, puts a spin, shot underneath Rogers and in. An unbelievable goal by Robinson, and Stockton draws first blood in this 4th period, and just like that, it's 10-6.
Again, a possession where it lasts 87 seconds.
Stockton goal scored by number 12,
like a bowl shot.
Robinson.
Typically go down under the legs there of Rogers. It was the lowest shot we've seen today, and sometimes you don't need to go up at the neck region and try to sling it past them that time. It worked for Robinson. It seemed like, again, she didn't have to rush too much on it either. It was a slow roller, and now it's a 4-run cushion. So again, the Profs have had a couple of times where they've had a 3-goal cushion, 2-goal cushion in these 4 periods, and it slipped away. So nothing is certain, and you got plenty of time, 12 minutes and 45 seconds to be exact. So Props definitely got to get it back on the attacking side of things.
Props in their 17 regular season games so far, they've scored 45 fourth period goals. That's the least amount of the 4 periods. So this is typically where the Props have had their struggles. It's now a 10-6 ball game with 12:40 to go. Props pushing. Near side, Burke looking to create with Gillen. She's been quiet so far in the afternoon. To Lowry, diagonal with the goal on the far side. Back to Molly Green. She has gotten more aggressive as the game has gone by. Now near side, Gillen. Bad angle, so she'll just pass it out. Far side movement for the Props. For either something to develop or maybe somebody to create. It's Molly Green directing. Now to Burke, near side. Ball movement for the Props. Gillen blows by her defender. High pass intended for Corson. Ball is loose. Who's going to grab it? It's into the glove of Lombardo. So back out far side. Burke finds the cutter. Corson, who puts it up and in. The Props answer. They're back up by 5.
The Burke-Corson connection has been on all cylinders. Again, doesn't matter if you set up a great defensive unit there. The Stockton is trying to do in their side of the zone, really kind of heavy on that right side of things, to Elliott's right. So when you do that, you kind of cut through the middle of that time. Corson Burke is on that right side. She doesn't have to really flick it too hard. She just kind of gets it right up the middle. And for Corson, who's done relatively great job, especially when she's only 5 feet out. Now she's the most dangerous scorer on this Props unit, and again, makes Elliott pay in the goal. Again, when you can bounce by your back, again, you touched on it. They only had 45 goals in the 4th period throughout the entire season. That's around 3 a period through each game. So if you could put up 3 in this period and Stockton doesn't put up 8, that would be a tie. If they put up 8 in this period, it'd be a tie. If not, you're gonna walk away with the win.
And Elena Corson over the century mark, as we've mentioned on this broadcast. She adds to that now on her ledger with 4 on the day. And how about the day of Callista Burke? 3 goals and 4 assists as well. As that duo for the Props has been as advertised so far in this NJAC semifinals. So Stockton has to answer into the glove of Maduri, who's been quiet outside of that 1 goal. She's hounded by 2 white jerseys. Props looking to force a potential turnover, but Maduri able to clear it. Back behind the net go the Ospreys. Down by 5. They scored 6 in the loss against Rowan back on April 17th. They have 6 right now. Robinson, who has double-digit goals in this game. The dish off here, and the shot is up, but the ball is loose, and that shot is up and through. So Stockton pinballing around, but they're able to answer just like that again. And it's 11-7. Stockton has scored 2 here in this 4th period.
Again, another quick goal that time by Stockton on the other end.
By number 6, Lily.
And for them, I mean, you can't kind of think all hope is lost. There's plenty of time in this game. They know that their approach, their slow kind of cradle approach doesn't work in these situations. So they know they've been able to score goals at a high rate all year. They've done, again, 14-2 coming in. They have been one of the best teams in the NJAC this year. It's just NJAC's, the 2 losses matter for the seeding. But in this spot right here, you get a great goal on the pinball, as you called it. And now it's back to a 4. It's 11-7 with around 11 minutes to go.
An unlikely source of offense, Lily Alessandro, with goal number 4 on the season for the Ospreys, but it couldn't come at a bigger time, as the 2 teams will meet at midfield. As Justin and I have mentioned time in and time out on this broadcast, this has been the period of nightmares for the Props so far in the regular season. So looking to erase that moniker. And with a 4-goal cushion now, it's still a big cushion, but you don't want that to keep on dwindling. So you have to stay on the attack. Green to Lowry. They move it to Lombardo. Lombardo near side. Now to Lockhart. Underneath the netting go the Props. It's Gillen. Clears out far side. It's been a lot of this, kind of a similar look on offense all day long for the Profs. Molly Green looking to create herself. She cannot, so she dishes it off to Lombardo, who lost it for a second, but able to handle. Still not in much danger with the shot clock. Still have 40 seconds to work with if you're the Profs. Lowry backpedaling now, the pass far side. It's been a lot of creating at the top of the key as Corson's trying to. And now a cutter as the pass was errand, intended for Lockhart, but now it's back into the glove of Green. She puts it up and in. A disjointed play, but the Profs answer back. It's 12-7.
They had great response there from Molly Green. Again, the ball kept deflecting in the air. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? It's Molly Green. She goes up, scoops it, and she has a great look at the goal against Elliott.
24,
Green
Molly
in that first half,
Green.
relatively silent. Again, she's a two-way player. She's back-to-back weeks since she's been the defensive player of the week. And she shows it there on the offensive side where, again, most of the time when you can't get those 50-50 balls we saw right there, it's going to be the deciding factor, especially in this late going. And for Molly Green to pick up that goal in this time of the game is a crucial one. You're going to look back at that one if it is a win, because the difference between a 4-goal game and a 5-goal game with almost 10 minutes left is different.
12-7 now. The Profs extend their lead back to 5. And Justin, to your point, they average about 3 goals per fourth period. They're at 2 goals right now. So it's just about maintaining, because that's why you have the big lead. So when crisis does happen, it's not as paramount. And now 12-7 with about 9.5 to go in this ball game and a chance at an NJAC championship matchup with the TC&J Lions on the road. Didn't matter that they came in with a 7-10 record, because they were 4-1 in the NJAC, the Profs were. That's why they hosted Stockton here today. Even though Stockton with 14 wins on the season and 2 losses, one of the 2 came here against the Profs on the 17th. NJAC opponents, you got to figure the Profs just know the Ospreys' tendencies. You typically see that in sports where a team plays a team a lot. Profs looking to answer after the Green goal. They get it to her at the top. Now under 9 to play in this game. High pass intended for Trish Gillen, so it's going to go the other way.
We've seen a couple of errant passes from both units today, and for Rowan, they did use a good portion of their shot clock, but for Stockton now, their aggressiveness needs to increase. And with a defensive unit like the Profs, they know, you touched on it kind of, tendencies. They're 12-1 against them all the time, so they've found a way to beat them last so many times. They've won the last 6 matchups against Stockton, so definitely something that they've picked out part of their scheme, and they've used it to their benefit throughout every matchup, whether on the road or at home. And the only time Stockton has beat them is actually in Glassboro. So every time they've been on the road, they've had a tough time, but they've got that 1 win back almost 10 years ago. So definitely an approach you could do here. You got good 8 minutes to go. Stockton's still down by a good 5 goals.
And you have to take a look at the Prof scoring unit that we have detailed so far in this game and throughout the season, the 3-headed monster of Elena Corson, Callista Burke, and Molly Green. It's just been time in and time out, doing it all season long. And when you want to win games, you want to do it against NJAC opponents, and that's why the Profs are here. Stockton's looking to answer, and they do. Just like that, it's now a 4-goal advantage for the Profs. 12-8.
Yeah, it looked to be Maduri that was the one that kind of crossed through the middle. And we touched on her again, another one who usually is
goal scored by
big goal scorer, and it was Maduri to clarify. So, again, when you got to get that goal you needed right there, only 30 seconds were running off when they went from the yellow line near the frost all the way inside the goal for the zone. So, you definitely have to just, again, if you're the Profs, stay stout when you are on defense, and when you're on offense, drain as much clock as you can and get a shot off. You cannot have a shot clock violation happen. We've only seen it really from Stockton's side of things for a lot of them, but you can't not let this slip away. You can't give Stockton motivation to continue on. We see a lot of times against the Pros, they let other teams score in bunches. So you can't let a 3-goal swing happen here when there's still 8 minutes to play.
Maduri had 6 goals last game against Ramapo. That is her second here this afternoon. But it just seems like this fourth period has gone kind of like how the game has gone, where when Rowan answers, Stockton answers back. When Rowan can't capitalize, Stockton can't capitalize on their end. So now a 12-8 Rowan lead. Looking to handle it is Green near side, and she eventually does. You don't have to move necessarily quickly if you're the props, Justin, but that has seemed to be the recipe for success for them offensively. Trying to find cutters or the lob from under the net with somebody moving towards the goal. As they've had the goal carrier try to create at the top of the key many times, as is evidenced here. As Burke to Green, now to Lockhart, back to Burke, top of the key. Alyssa Burke has been doing everything, goals and assists on the afternoon for the props. Lombardo had an angle, but now will pull it back. So they're just going to move it around near side. Molly Green gets tripped up and hit by Jackson. They don't give her a call. It's into the glove of the goal carrier, Elliott. And now the ball is loose, and it's into the hands of the Rowan props. So a costly turnover by the Ospreys. Rowan will take that right back.
That time was Maduri on the pass to try to kind of get things going to the top of the field, but nobody was paying attention for the Ospreys, and Lowry was able to pick it back up.
Those costly mistakes have kind of been the separator in this game so far. So we're going to get a whistle. Green was under the net. So a stoppage of play. The clock's still running, just over 6 to play in the game. Burke near side, gets bumped a little, but now we'll clear it out far side. High pass intended for Lombardo, and it's going to go out of bounds. So another turnover for these teams, this time by the props. So Stockton will take over.
12th turnover of the game for the props, 16 by the Ospreys. So we've seen a lot of those errant passes, really similar spot that Stockton just threw it away, and kind of doing it here again. Murata's
pass is errant, so just like that, right on cue, we see another bad pass, this time by Stockton, and Rowan will take over with 5.5 to play and a 4-goal lead at 12-8. A chance to really capitalize and add on and send the Ospreys home. Green at the top of the key. Was quiet early, but has now worked her way up to 2 goals on the afternoon. Molly Green won NJAC Defensive Player of the Week 2 weeks in a row. And no real urgency for the props on offense, and they really don't necessarily need it. Stockton trying to maybe intercept the passing lane, but the props able to pass ahead of that. The ball moves quicker than players. See that a lot in basketball. 4.5 to play here in this ball game. Rowan leads Stockton 12-8, and now they're going to try to push it. Green into Corson, looking for something to develop, and she just does it herself. Elena Corson again, 13-8 props.
And that time an off-balance look there from Corson, off really the wrong foot she shot it from, but it doesn't matter. Again, when everything's going your way, especially all season has for Elena Corson,
goal scored by number 23, Elena
Elliott definitely didn't think the shot was coming, and that's your best chance to strike. And
Molly Green
gets the assist on that look. And again, if you're Rowan, you got to feel really good. You played, I don't know if we mentioned it here, they played Stockton last year in the semifinal. They won 15-6. And definitely we've seen Stockton get a little bit more goals than that, obviously, so far. But when this team, the Prof team averages 16 goals against Stockton all the time in their matchups, they're just trying to keep climbing, and it's been Elena Corson trying to get them over the hump here in this late going.
Elena Corson had 5 goals the last time these two squads met up. She now has 5 on the afternoon, the assist by Green. So Green with 2 goals and an assist, and just looks like reality is now setting in for this Osprey club, Justin. You never want to guarantee anything, still 4:20 to play in this ball game. But a 13-8 5-goal lead, and Rowan still on the attack. As Shivo's pass was intended for Gillen, but it's intercepted by the Ospreys. They're just going to clear it out with the goalkeeper, Elliott. Gets it up ahead to Alessandro. Alessandro had a goal earlier. It was on a bit of a disjointed play, but still counts just the same. Now ahead past the yellow line. Stockton has to hurry. Now down 5 goals in under 4 minutes to play in this game. They haven't moved with urgency, as the two of us have been saying all broadcast long. It's really been killer as the Profs have bent defensively. They haven't broke. And they just have to create. Sullivan dishes it to Robinson. Robinson had an angle for a second, but now that was stiffed out. McGilvery tries to put a spin on the defense, and the ball is loose, and it's into the hands of the Profs. So another turnover created by Rowan. Racing up ahead is Corson. Now the dish, and the shot is up. It's high, no good by Lockhart. But if you're Rowan, defense to offense, even though you couldn't cash in on that one, it's reality here. But the foul was called. So Lockhart with an opportunity to tack on another one. A little over 3 minutes to play. Fiona Lockhart gets a running start, and that pass, or that shot, excuse me, was off the glove of a Stockton player. It's now under 3 to play, but Rowan will retain. Near side, Lockhart. Ball movement for the Profs. They're not really in any set of urgency. 50 seconds still to go on the shot clock. And 2:32 on the game clock. Lombardo looking to put something in, as that was a shot attempt, but it's into the glove of Corson. So now back out to the top of the key go the Profs. Far pass up ahead. Shot clock now moving down to 25. Burke to Lombardo. Finds the cutter Lowry, who will now clear it back out to the top of the key. Moving is Burke. Her shot is up, no good. Just missed that high left corner of the net. But Rowan will retain, now under 2 to play in this game. 3 seconds on the shot clock. They have to put something up. That shot is up, no good. So it's going to be a shot clock violation for Rowan. But with under 2 minutes to go and up by 5, it's just stuff for the stat guys, because this game, in all likelihood, Justin, is wrapped up.
Yeah, we don't want to be the jinx here, Tom, but it definitely seems like the Profs, that time, even if it is shot violation, they're kind of talking over the refs are here. But overall, on that possession, yes, you do get a shot clock violation, but you drain the clock, and especially when you have that 5-goal lead, that's what you want in this spot. And it seems something was called there besides shot clock violation, as it was kind of not in possession of the Profs when it hit 0, so I don't know if initially it was picked up by Stockton and then they flipped it back. But in this spot, regardless, you have 1:47 really to make a crazy comeback if you're Stockton. If not, it's going to be a tough spot for them, which looks like they'll regroup and try to push down the field here. At least one more good look.
Just trying to get something going. It is a disappointing end to the season for the Stockton Ospreys. 14-2. The big killer 3-2 in conference. Even with the winning record, they were still only the 3 seed, and just a poor showing here on the road against the team in the Profs that has had their number, as we've mentioned all broadcast long. And what a win for the Profs. Even though they were under 500 in the regular season, they had those 4 wins in the NJAC. As Jackson looks to put something up on the board, she cannot. The shot is Aaron. The Ospreys just able to retain. A little over a minute to play here in this ball game. Just tuned in, Tom Hill, Justin Locke. NJAC semifinal between the 2-seeded Rowan Profs and the 3-seeded Stockton Ospreys. Pass is high, ball is loose. Looks like the Ospreys do handle it. It's Margot Costello. Races around, looking to set something up. Now under a minute to play in this game. A fight for it. Scrum right by the goaltender Rogers, but now the Ospreys able to clear it into the glove of Robinson. Brianna Robinson does have 2 goals in this game. Maybe just looking to pad on with 30 seconds to go. Shot is up, it's saved by Rogers, and now it's into the hands of the Profs, and this will in all likelihood do it. Up ahead to Callista Burke. See if Profs are gonna try to tack on another goal here. I believe we get a foul called, so it'll be a free position shot for Lockhart. And Justin, up 13-8. Why not go up 14-8?
Yeah, might as well make it a 6-goal lead. And Lockhart done a good job, but she's not going to actually take that free shot she would have got.
Well, they're classier than I would have been. I would have maybe put another one up there, especially if I had 2 goals. That'll do it. The Rowan Profs defeat the Stockton Ospreys by a score of 13-8 here in this NJAC semifinal matchup. Elena Corson, 5 goals. Callista Burke, 3. The Rowan Profs defeat the Ospreys for the 2nd time this season. This time, a bit of a closer matchup, a 5-goal advantage, 13-8, and they will go on the road to play the TCNJ Lions. TCNJ defeated Montclair State by a score of 20-0, and they have really had their grip on the NJAC, Justin. But Rowan coming in with a 7-10 record overall. They were 4-1 in conference. That's why they were able to host this game, and they've had Stockton's number in the recent going, and that continues with the 13-8 victory.
Yeah, definitely the 3rd period, the latter half of that, and the extended value in that 4th was really what you needed to have to close this one out. There was a stretch where it looked like Stockton, when they got that 5th goal, it was 5-5. You're thinking, okay, Stockton, momentum was going there. They scored 5 goals in 8 minutes, and that really pushed their offense to another level, especially with the connection with Burke and Corson down low, then Molly Green and Corson down low. So when you got to get your 3 top goal scorers effectively going on all cylinders, that's what you need to do. And again, they matched up well against Stockton. Now they're 14 matches, they're 13-1 all the time, and they showed it off today. They look like the better team. We talk about Stockton 14-2 coming in, but their 2 losses were against the Profs and against the TCNJ Lions. And right now, TCNJ, they easily won their game. You touched on it, 20-0, and that means they're matching up with the Profs. And I think I touched on it earlier. They've won 12 straight NJAC titles, and they've won 13 or 14. It started in 2009. The NJAC did for Lacrosse, and the only time that they've not won, Rowan's been the spoiler. So I think, if anything, you want to be that 2nd time, you want to break that 12-year streak, you have to go out on offense how you did today, and defensively how they did. Once it got to 8 goals for the opposing unit in Stockton, it just seemed like there was no answer on the other end. We did see a couple of goals kind of slipped in the back door, especially that one that kind of rolled in from Robinson. You can't allow that against TCNJ. When you're up like you were against TCNJ last week, you can't let the back door open and let them to get their top scorers find easy lanes, because that's what happened in a couple games this year. You have a lead in the 4th, there's 5 minutes left, you think you have what it takes to close the door, and you did it. And that's what's going to matter, especially on the road. You lost at home against TCNJ this year. It was a close one, but now the big dogs are at home. TCNJ, they won 20-0. They didn't give Montclair a chance. In this game, there was a chance for Stockton, but on Saturday, May 4th, we'll see who the better team is. TCNJ, better record, better NJAC record, but the heart of the Profs, I definitely think the 3-headed monster of Rowan can match size for size with TC&J.
And the three-headed monster got it going here today. Elena Corson with 5 goals. Callista Burke with 3 goals and 4 assists. Molly Green had 2 goals and an assist. Once again, the final score, the Rowan Props 13, the Stockton Ospreys 8, here at the Glassboro Lacrosse Complex here in Glassboro, New Jersey at Rowan University. Alongside my broadcaster, Justin Locke, I am Tom Hill. Thank you all for tuning in to Rowan Women's Lacrosse, and have a great rest of your week.